WizardCoder Python 34 billion parameter model is the latest model to join the family of WizardCoder models. The model has been in the news because there have been claims that this model has knocked GPT-4 out of the park. It is partly true, it is partly not true. And in this video, we're going to explore why it is partly true and why it is not partly true. But moreover, we're going to also explore why this model is being discussed so much about. The first thing to start with is WizardCoder is a family of models. Every time there is a new model or a new dataset comes in, WizardCoder manages to kind of update their existing model and then stay always at the top. And now WizardCoder has got the latest version, which is a Python specific 34 billion parameter model, and that is based on Code Llama. So they've used Code Llama and they've fine-tuned their existing WizardCoder model, and that model is beating GPT-4. How is it beating GPT-4? Before I even get into the model in itself, let's first clear this thing. So what the news is that WizardCoder Python 34 billion parameter model achieved 73.2 on a human eval pass 1, and that is surpassing GPT-4. But how it is surpassing GPT-4 is something that you need to keep in mind. The first thing for you to know is when GPT-4 was launched, OpenAI reported a particular human eval score. And that score was 62 is the GPT-4 score. Then you know for sure that WizardCoder and a lot of other models have beaten GPT-4. But is that the entire score? No. When the WizardCoder team tried to replicate the GPT-4 or replicate the benchmarks for the latest API of GPT-4, that has scored 82. So have WizardCoder Python 34 billion parameter model scored more than 82? No, absolutely not. It has not scored more than 82. It has surpassed what OpenAI reported at the start. So there are two things to it. Let me clear it. When OpenAI launched GPT-4, there was a score that they reported, and WizardCoder and a bunch of other models have overcome it. When these researchers try to replicate or calculate the benchmark score for GPT-4 with the latest API, then that has scored 82, which is like way above every other open source model that is available. Having said this, if you take this headline just simply out, that WizardCoder 34 billion parameter Python model has beaten OpenAI GPT-4, if you just remove that title, WizardCoder 34 billion parameter model Python is still the best Python or coding model that you could see. Primary reason is because this has been fine-tuned based on the Llama 2 or the Code Llama model that was released a couple of days back. Much more promising aspect of this entire piece is that this is a 34 billion parameter model. This is not a 70 billion parameter model. This is not a mixture of experts. This is just a single 34 billion parameter model that is doing extremely well on the human eval benchmarks. Now, if you're going to ask me, hey, do you trust every single benchmark that is available? I would say probably no. I don't trust benchmarks. I would expect people to give the models in the hands of other people for them to try it out. And that is exactly what the team has done. They have uploaded the model on Hugging Face Model Hub. The model is available for you to directly download. The checkpoint is available. You can go here, click files and versions. There is no terms of services. There is no form that you have to fill in. Directly go there and download. And if you have got a big enough GPU, like I think you need a really good GPU, then you can directly check this model and then try it out. I've heard from a couple of places like Hacker News, where people have felt that this model and every other Code Llama derivative model is doing really good and they're happy with the performance that they've gotten when you compare it with GPT-4. But unfortunately, I could not make the comparison because the Gradio application was running forever. And in fact, I waited for a long time to see if this task would finish, but it didn't finish. So if you happen to run this model locally, please let me know what you feel about it. But as a matter of fact, that we have an open source model that is way above of every other open source model is first of all a great advantage. And in fact, if you see this open source model, which has scored 73.2, this is a really good score. So overall, the point is very simple. WizardCoder Python 34 billion parameter model is really one of the best open source models that you could use today. And that is scoring much more than Code Llama Python model. I think that's the power of fine tuning here. But does it beat GPT-4? No, it doesn't beat GPT-4 in its current format. The fact that this comes closer to GPT-4 is quite an amazing achievement. So having said that, having that we have cleared all these questions. If you want to use this model yourself, all you have to do is go download here. I think this clears up the entire buzz around WizardCoder model or any other Code Llama derivative beating GPT-4. Whenever you see a news that some model has beaten GPT-4, make sure that you check which version of GPT-4 they are talking about. What is the benchmark? What is the benchmark that they have used? Have they trained the model? Is there been a data leakage? I mean, this is a good thing for you to try it out. But the fact that this researchers very honestly put out that they got 82 and 72.5 when they tested it themselves with the latest API. I think this is a commendable thing. I wanted to really appreciate them for that. And as a matter of fact, that you can use this model that is available open source for you to try it out is also another cherry on the top of the game. But I just wanted to release this video and then explain you why everybody's been talking about beating GPT-4 and why it may not be entirely true. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. But I'm definitely looking forward to try out this model and compare it with GPT-4 and give you some insights. See you in another video. Happy prompting.